Buenos dias, Gophers.
I'm Naomi.
And I'm Nelson.
And welcome back to our 15th episode of Gopher Nation News. I hope you guys are having a great morning. Now, on to our question of the week.
Our question of the week is, when was the first New Year's ball drop? Is it A, 1980, B, 1900, C, 1907, or D, 2001? Stick around until the end of the episode to find out.
Now, onto some new events. A couple episodes back, we mentioned students could ask school-related questions and our principal would come in and answer them.
Here are the top questions asked from you students.
Okay, so today we're with
Principal Whitlock.
And we have some questions students have been meaning to ask. So let's start off with the first, which is why are particular doors locked at specific times?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it all boils down to safety, right? We live in an urban area. There are a lot of people walking around, and so we want to know that certain people are coming in at certain doors at certain times. So we have systems on our doors that actually make them unlock at certain times and then lock at certain times. And it really is just about safety, like making sure that we know and we're filtering all the humans that come into our building into specific doors so that we can have an eye on those, because we don't have enough staff to watch every single door. So it allows us to watch the doors and make sure that the safety and security of our students and our staff is at the forefront.
Yeah, of course, yeah, for sure. And also another one is, why can't everyone have lockers?
That's a great question too, because we don't have enough lockers. What we found, like over the years, and this is like, obviously I've only been at GHS for 2 years now, but even at the high school that I worked at before, which is about the same size as GHS, like kids don't use lockers as much. You guys use your cars, you bring a notebook, you've got your backpacks. So we really just don't have the need for that. Now, if there is some giant influx where kids really want to use lockers, like we're open to hearing that, and kids can request it, and we can try and figure that out. Like we're open to kids having lockers if they want to, and if they need them. We've just found that we don't ever really fill the ones that we have.
All right, yeah, that's great. Great question. Why can't lunches be at least 45 minutes?
I ask the same question every day. Yeah, I wish we could go longer. So not to get into too much of it, but just the reality is our state requires that there's a certain amount of class time that's offered every year. And with the way our bell schedule is, the way we have things, there's no possible way to make it any longer and be able to meet those number of minutes. So we'd have to add days at the end of the year or do something to meet those number of minutes that the state requires us to have to offer as class time. So I totally wish we could have a longer lunch than we do, and I know y'all do too, but it's just the reality of what we're in. Until we do some changes or add some days or do something like that, we just can't do it.
At least we're all on the same page
Yeah.
on the time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And another question is, can you be on campus for free periods?
Yeah, absolutely you can be. So really the library is going to be your best bet. Sometimes when you stay on campus for a free period, you have like a teacher you're going to go see, and if they're good with that, then it's totally okay for you to do that too. I know the College and Career Center are a place a lot of people go. Our Sun Community Center is a place a lot of people go. So yeah, absolutely you can be on campus during a free period, but you can't just be roaming around campus. Like you need to be in one of those designated areas I just listed. And again, you can see why. Like I just said to Miss Carlisle, like we're not a mall, we're a school, right? So you can't just roam around, because we got to make sure that everybody's in the spaces they're supposed to be.
All right. Yeah. And why do bathrooms have to be? Oh, good one. Why do bathrooms have to be locked? And why is there such a strict bathroom pass policy?
Yeah, it's same exact thing I just said, right? Like think about the number of students that we have, and if we just let everyone go anytime and didn't like monitor that, it's a safety issue, right? As a classroom teacher, if I have 35 kids, I should know when and where those 35 kids are, because if something happened, I need to be able to round them up and make sure that they're safe. The second part of that is we all know that the bathroom becomes a meetup spot, a hangout spot. Like we're not blind to that as adults, and I'm not against it either. Like if you want to meet up with your pal to go to the bathroom, that's cool. But we also know the bathrooms are used for things they're not supposed to be used for too. If we could guarantee that every student just went to the bathroom and came back and did exactly what they were supposed to do, then we'd be totally open to that. But at this point, like, we've not shown that we can do that as a school, so we have to make it a little bit more strict so we can make sure that it's safe. Like, I don't want somebody walking into the bathroom, seeing things they don't want to see, hearing things, smelling things, I mean, all of that. I just don't want them to have to feel that way in our school because it makes it unsafe. So if we regulate that a little bit more, the hope is that we can make sure that we are just all safer and feel better about our community and have that sense of belonging we should.
Yeah, there's been so many incidents, so I definitely understand that.
Yeah, and it's getting better though. It is getting better, and I think part of it is the policy and part of it is students just making better choices about when they're in the bathroom.
Yeah, we want our privileges back.
Yeah.
And another, almost done. So why do vending machines always have problems?
You know what? That is like such a universal question that is not just specific to GHS. So I have no idea. Like, we don't take care of those vending machines. It's contracted outside our school. They come in. Obviously, the school district regulates what goes into them because there's a certain amount of calorie content and stuff, but we don't really regulate that. So I wish it did better. If you do have a problem with it, you certainly can come let us know and we can let them know. And so there is a way to go about it if it's not working for you. I will tell you though that our marketing program and our graphic design program are working on a totally awesome new vending machine that's going to vend a lot more than just food and drink, and that's going to be coming hopefully at some point this year, maybe by the end of the school year. So you know, something positive with vending machines.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited also. So lastly, why can't we change our schedule to start later? Great.
No, that is just the most loaded question. You don't even realize, and some of your teachers are watching this right now who are on a schedule change committee with me.
Mean like okay, never mind. I understand.
They're talking about start time, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
like the time we start school, 7:35 a.m. It is absurdly early for teenage brains. It's absurdly early for my brain that's in the 40s, right? Like it is early, and the reality is we've tried to go through some processes to get that changed, but it's not just about us in the high school, right? It's about elementary school, middle school, and high school. It's about our entire district and the busing systems. And as we know, not only do we have a shortage of substitute teachers, but we have a shortage of bus drivers. So the ability to have enough buses so that we could start later and manipulate all those things around, it has been looked at over and over and over again. And trust me, the adults in this building continue to ask for it to be looked at over and over and over again, and we're trying to find a solution, but right now we just don't have one that's viable. So the reality is we have to start at 7:35, except for Wednesdays, beautiful Wednesdays.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Whitlock. We hope she answered some of your questions, and if you have any more, make sure to keep them or remember them for our next round of Principal Q&A.
Moving on to our sports of this week, Brianna and Hannah are here to keep us up with the athletes.
Hey guys, I'm Bree.
And I'm Hannah, and here are your sports announcements for the week.
Last week, boys basketball played Churchill and took the win 82-51. Awesome job, boys.
Wrestling had a great meet. Keep up the good work.
This week, we have lots of sports events happening.
Kicking it off tomorrow, we have rivalry basketball games. Girls basketball will be away at Barlow, JV2 at 4, JV at 5:30, and varsity at 7 p.m.
Boys basketball will be playing Barlow at home, freshmen at 4, JV at 5:30, and varsity at 7. The theme is neon lights, so make sure to come out and support our boys.
Thursday, swim will be at Reynolds Middle School at 4 p.m.
And wrestling will be at Barlow, JV and Novus will be at 5, and varsity at 6:30.
Friday, girls basketball will be home against David Douglas, JV2 at 4, JV at 5:30, and varsity at 7.
And boys basketball will be away at David Douglas, freshmen at 4:30, JV at 6, and varsity at 7:30.
We hope to see you all. Come out and support our Gophers. See you all next week.
Like always, thank you so much, Brianna and Hannah. We haven't talked about clubs in a while though, so today we had National Honor Society come in and give us some information about their upcoming project.
My name is Marina.
I'm Yaden.
And we are part of the National Honor Society. Starting off this year, NHS has an incredible opportunity to work together as students to then help give back to the community. We're working with the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation, also known as CommuniCare.
The National Honor Society is in charge of planning fundraising for our mission with CommuniCare. And we have thoughtfully decided what our project will be all about.
Hi, I'm Senior Officer Lauren,
And I'm Junior Officer Talia.
and we are from Gresham High School's National Honor Society. We have partnered with Communicare this year to help families who have been wrongfully impacted by the immigration system.
We want to be able to bring light to the situation so that we can help lots of families in need and positively impact lots of people's lives.
We will be focusing on specific portions of this, such as rent,
Groceries
bills.
and resources to immigration lawyers.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mary.
And my name is Jack.
We are part of NHS, and this year I am a senior buddy officer.
And I am a junior officer, and we're going to be talking about our fundraising opportunities. Currently, we are planning to hold a pay-to-play soccer tournament. We are going to be donating bottles in a bottle drop. We are going to be auctioning off baskets that we make and or get donated, and we are going to be selling tickets at basketball games.
This is not just for NHS students to get involved in, this is also for our community, as in you students and your families. If you want to go to a basketball game, you could help us raise money for our goal. If you wanted to participate in the play-to-play soccer game, you are more than welcome to. Bring friends, family, and if you are in a club, we ask that you also maybe think about doing this with your club members to help us raise money for this extraordinary event.
And I'm Hayden, and through NHS we're going to use Communicare, and if we fundraise money, they will match whatever we raise.
And with the money we raise, we get to pretty much choose which organization we give the money to.
Thank you so much, NHS, and make sure to check them out if you guys are interested in joining any clubs.
Hey Gophers, this just in. We have the scoop to see what class have won the toy drive this year.
Before we announce the winners, we just wanted to say thank you to all who donated. You guys are amazing and awesome.
Now to announce the winners.
First place winner was Miss Nelson's class with 55 toys, and second place was Miss Slack with 42 toys.
It was a great drive, and we were able to meet our goal of 250 toys.
As a refresher, we partnered with KGW in the annual toy drive during the holiday season. All toys go to kids in need.
The competition this year was a class competition and had an overall winner and second place winner. The class competed with the third period class. We will be in contact with the winning class soon to present their award.
Again, thank you to all who donated. You guys are awesome.
Have you Gophers been thinking about the STAMPS test?
Well, just in case you haven't, here's some information.
So the STAMPS language testing is upcoming next month in February.
As many of you know, STAMP test is a test that high school students can take in order to earn a high school credit for any additional languages that they may know.
In addition, you may also receive the Oregon Seal of Biliteracy. Students who earn the Oregon Seal of Biliteracy are recognized at graduation and they'll have the designation of biliteracy to add to their resumes and applications.
Most importantly, is a way to elevate and recognize your amazing bilingual skill set.
While the official date of the test is still being finalized, please fill out this information if you're interested in taking the test as soon as you can.
There are also Thursday test prep sessions being held until the test. There's also an additional form to fill out for that.
If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to Mrs. Rowell at rowell5@gresham.k12.or.us.
Hey Naomi, do you know any state capitals?
No.
I don't either.
Well, let's see if any of our Gophers can answer this.
What's the capital of Oregon? Salem. Salem, right? What are you gonna say? I was gonna say Washington. It's Washington.
Camus?
New York.
I don't know. Wrong person to ask.
Oregon. Salem. Oregon.
Salem.
California.
San Francisco.
Oregon.
Salem.
Of California.
Oklahoma. Oakland.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it is.
It's Sacramento.
Bro, Oakland, Sacramento, across the bridge. You know what I'm LA.
Oregon.
Salem.
Florida.
Tampa.
Idaho.
Boise.
Of Oregon.
Washington.
The capital of Oregon.
You're asking the wrong person.
Salem. Low-key thought it was Eugene, not gonna lie.
Thank you to all our wonderful Gopher crew.
I hope you Gophers have been thinking about the question of the week because we're about to see if you're right.
The question is, when was the first New Year's ball drop? Is it A, 1980, B, 1900, C, 1907, or D, 2001? And the answer is 1907.
Well, that's all we have for this week's episode of Gopher Nation News. Make sure to stay tuned to next week's episode and more.
Hasta la próxima vez, Gophers.